And so we started looking at what happens if we buy the breakout of the first 20 minutes and we exit 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, you see? So right here, if I go down and I circle those first 4 bars, what happens if we had a buy stop and a sell stop above and below that? And then we exited 3 or 4 bars later. Are we going to have a positive expectation? What happens if we hold that for 10 bars and trail a stop? So you see where I'm going with this. There's all kinds of things that we can do to model to get an edge. And I'm just going to let you have some fun with that. You've got these charts. You'll be able to go back and reference them. And it's not just the S&Ps, of course. Here's the euro currency. So this also is opening at 8 a.m. So naturally it traded through the night, but I'm just looking at this as if this is the US day session, because we have Asia session, Europe session, and US session, which I start at 8 a.m. And here you can see, actually, it would have been interesting if you had shorted the low of that first 20 minutes. I don't know if we didn't actually trade above that high there, but there was a spread here between here and here where we went down and we filled the gap to the previous day's high. So the green line is the previous day's high. So what we've done here by chunking the data like this is we've added some structure, and this is really important if you're doing short-term trading. How can we create structure? We can do it with time of day functions, we can do it looking at the gaps, and we can do it the previous day's high and low. And if you want to pursue this type of study further, read that market profile book written by Jim Dalton, Mind Over Markets, because it'll make you conscious of, are we trading on both sides of that opening price? Are we trading on both sides of that first hour price? And frankly, it doesn't really matter to me if it's that first hour of New York Stock Exchange session, or here we're just taking this first hour before then. But you've created structure with the high and the low of those time periods. Okay, let's just look too at this lovely world of high beta stocks and options, because this has become a lucrative field for many and conversely a crowded field. So if you're going to adopt to this style, just be aware there are every prop shop in the country doing this. So now it's going to become a little bit more dependent on your execution skills. But one of the most popular scans is to see, what's going to be up or down the most pre-market. And of course, we can filter this by the capitalization of the stocks that we're looking at, or the companies that we're looking at, rather. All sorts of different ways to filter that down even more.